The Virtual Boys have been playing Nintendo since they were little. These many years of experience have made them experts in the field, or at least they think so. Join them this week as they talk about the top 10 games of 2017. You're listening to the Virtual Boys Podcast, a Nintendo podcast about Nintendo things by Nintensity. This podcast is done by four friends that talk about anything and everything Nintendo. Check out the website at nintensity.com and be sure to follow us on social media. Be sure to subscribe and share the show with your friends. Oh, of course, enjoy the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Virtual Boys Podcast, a Nintendo podcast about Nintendo things. This is episode 81, and I'm your host, David. 2017 was the year of the wild.
The year to show them the power of friendship. Oh.
The year to jump up super high.
And the year to go fast.
2017 was definitely a year to remember, and we are finally back after a few weeks. We took some breaks for the holiday break, but now we're back. Again, I'm accompanied with James, Skylar, and Jordan. You heard them in that order, and we're glad to be back. In this week's episode, we're going to be talking about our top 10 games of 2017.
Oh boy.
But before it's a lot.
It's a big
stuff,
one,
man. It's a big one. But before we start, we just want to remind you to check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/Nintensity. These episodes are going up early as a reward for those that support us. And if you want to talk about the episode with us, be sure to head to our Discord community at nintendo.city/Discord. Well, let's jump right on into our top 10 games of 2017. Now, before we started recording this episode, a few hours ago, we submitted our own top 10 lists, our own personal top 10 lists, without telling each other what they were. We did this cool Google form stuff. We then assigned points to the games based on their positions in the list, with first place getting 10 points, second getting 9, and so on down to just 1 point for 10th place in our list. Then we summed up the scores and then rearranged them by the highest points to get our Virtual Boys 2017 top 10 list. So let's jump in on number 10.
Well, let's also talk about quick which games we qualified for this list. Any game that it's their debut on a Nintendo system this year. So games like Doom, Skyrim, and Stardew Valley were all legal because they had never been on a Nintendo system up till now. Whereas Mario Kart 8 was not, or Axiom Verge were not legal.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Anyway, let's jump into number 10. With 10 points, we have Skyrim.
Oh, wait, that's
yeah, that's Pirates.
Isn't that Pirates?
Wow, Hans Zimmer, man.
So right off the bat,
we made it.
Right off the bat, we start off with one of the ports. There's one other port that made it to this list as well. And so it's Skyrim, Bethesda's big debut game. Well, they actually outraced themselves with Doom a little while earlier. But it was supposed to be their big debut game to be on Nintendo. I think it was supposed to be their first game ever released for Nintendo. Nintendo put a huge marketing push behind it. And
they actually published it as well.
Yeah.
For Bethesda.
Was it Nintendo that published it?
I'm pretty sure it was, or at least they helped quite a bit with the publishing.
I know they helped a lot, but I don't know who actually published it.
Okay, it was Bethesda. Never mind. I just know that Nintendo definitely helped. Anyway, keep going.
What can I say about Skyrim? It brought me back into the game. I didn't really like it too much the first time I played. And being able to play it on handheld really helped kind of me sparking my newfound love in Skyrim this time around. Not to mention
Magic is so much fun.
Yeah, and I didn't play Magic my first time, which definitely is more in tune with my kind of play style with these kind of games. So it's really good. Faster load times than the 360 PS3 era. That's nice. And you get a whole bunch of fun goodies like the Master Sword and Link's tunic. I almost call it Zelda's tunic.
I don't know, man. She might have one. The skin tight one from Breath of the Wild.
Whoa.
Zelda
just
stretch pants.
Yeah, I got this game for Christmas. I've played through a few hours of it, and it's really fun. I've never actually played an Elder Scrolls game before, and I'm really glad that Bethesda decided to bring it to the Switch. And yeah, it's loads of fun. I think I'm going to go for a kind of hybrid type class where I'm like a stealth archer, but I can still hit hard with the warrior class. I don't know. I'm just kind of playing around with some ideas from what I've seen online. So we'll see how that ends up working.
Sweet.
You know, because if I get seen, I might as well be able to just hit him really hard just in case.
Right. So
yeah.
you're liking it as your first Elder Scrolls game. Have you played Fallout either? Like, is this your first
No.
Bethesda RPG?
This is my first Bethesda
man.
RPG. I know. That's their fault for not bringing it to Nintendo Switch, and I have a Mac, so I couldn't really PC game for a while. But yeah, it's a great game. I put it in as number 9 on my list. So
Wow.
and that's
With only 2
a few
hours
of me
in?
playing. Yeah,
Oh.
it's really really good, really fun. Any other thoughts on Skyrim?
It's fun. It's portable. It has all the DLC. It's great. If you have never played Skyrim, I don't know how many of you are left out there. But
Me.
if you've never played Skyrim, this is a good option to pick it up. And if you absolutely loved Skyrim and would like to be able to take it on the go, this is a great option to pick up as well.
I also like the improvements of Skyrim over Oblivion, but that might just be me liking the more streamlined gameplay.
I don't know, man.
Skyrim's
Making
a lot
your
of
own spells was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I don't think you could do that in
Yeah,
Oblivion.
you could.
That might be the one before it.
Morrowind, definitely. I'm pretty sure on Oblivion as well.
I played through Oblivion. I don't remember
You
making
have to
any
get
spells.
through a lot more. It's more end game, I believe, but you can do it in Oblivion.
Ah, dang, man. Well, maybe I should have tried to go through the college, I guess.
Yeah.
But Skyrim's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think Skyrim's one of those games where you can replay it multiple times and it'll still feel pretty fresh because of how many different types of things that you can do. I mean, it was a hard choice for me to figure out which totem to even activate for the first while. So
I just went and activated, I think it's not the Lover Stone. There's a stone that upgrades all skills for 15% instead of just one for 20. One set for 20.
Isn't there a huge negative downside to that one too?
No, there's not.
Pretty
Not that I've seen.
Loverstone?
It's not Lover Stone. It's something else. I can't remember what it's called. I just shoot off there as soon as I can. But the difference is you get 15% for everything instead of 20% for specializing.
Oh man, I forgot what they were called. What were these things called?
They're stones.
aren't they just totems?
Oh yeah, they're the stones, the standing stones.
My brain hurts whenever people talk about Skyrim or any Bethesda RPG. I mean,
Math is hard.
it's hard. No, I mean, they're great. They're great games. I know. I mean, people love them for a reason. I have only played a bit of Fallout, just at friends' places. But even then, I was just kind of like, this is a lot to do. And that's funny because I like JRPGs. So what's wrong with me? I don't know. Maybe not enough Japanese. No. I do want to get into Skyrim, and this is probably the perfect opportunity to do so. We'll see. But I do think that putting it on this list is not a bad thing at all, because that portability is so essential for the Switch itself, and having a big game like Skyrim is basically what the Switch is all about.
Yes, absolutely. The big, huge titles, but on the go, so you can play it whenever you want. That's such a huge appeal for the Switch, and that's probably why the Switch is selling so well. I mean, Nintendo came out today, as of this recording, saying the Switch is the fastest selling console in the US ever. So
yeah, crazy.
It's pretty incredible. It's an awesome idea, and it's worked out really well for them.
Yep.
So it looks like, I looked it up just real quick about the Lover Stone, which is the one Skylar's talking about. You do get 15% faster on all skills, and the only negative effect is that you can't ever be rested, which is fine.
Well, maybe I'll find that one because I want to be that stealth guy, but whatever. So that's Skyrim at number 10. Let's move on to number 9, which got 12 points, and that is Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I didn't put this one on my list, and I still haven't played it.
Oh,
so
that's right.
I'll let you guys go ahead and do some talking,
David.
about it.
I was wondering, why is it so low on this list? It's because you haven't played it. No, it's fine. I
think this is the
understand.
biggest surprise of last year.
Hidden gem of 2017.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Like, who would have thought that, Rabbids and Mario and shooting guns would equal instant seller? Well, I mean, instant great game. Like, no one would have thought that. No one.
I just thought it was funny that it beat XCOM 2 at best strategy game at the Game Awards.
Being an XCOM game, yeah.
I think it just shows that for the year that they come out, it's the freshness and the unique takes that usually are more accepted than the rehashes, I guess you could say. I haven't played XCOM 2 or anything, but I imagine it's more of the same, maybe? I don't know.
Somewhere the director of XCOM 2 is saying, why didn't we think about putting Mario in our game?
You have to get the Rabbids too.
Yeah. And it's while the concept of mixing the two, the Rabbids and the Mario is just odd, the passion that went into this game is another reason why it did so well. You can tell that these guys really cared about their source material. And they even got Grant Kirkhope in, who's a phenomenal, music writer in his own right. But having the chance to work with some of Koji Kondo's music is pretty awesome. And then he made his own stuff and we had some great characters that they brought in. But it just all came into this like love, almost this like kind of. I was gonna say love child, but I'd take that back. This this passion project of Mario fans and Ubisoft coming together.
When I first heard about the concept for Mario and Rabbids, I hated it. I thought it was going to be absolutely terrible. Here's Mario shovelware. We're jumping the shark with Mario now. And now I'd be okay with seeing a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
It was a huge shock how good it actually was.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. Like I don't think there was really ever a slow moment in my playtime. I just kind of just breezed through the whole thing. I mean, it wasn't lightning fast, but it was just extremely entertaining, and I didn't want it to end.
Yeah, I remember reporting on it when the leaks first came out in May. I was kind of shocked that something was in the works, but we got it.
Well, I was definitely skeptical, like turtle shells, or what were the weird PowerPoint presentation they had,
yeah,
all those weird typos. Is is this real? This is the worst.
Nah, they're just Italian.
That's what it is. But anyway,
that was number 9, Mario and Rabbids. Number 8 with 13 points, just barely beating out Mario and Rabbids, is Doom.
Game is so good. Oh man,
I still haven't played it. I don't even
it's
have
a lot
it.
of fun.
Doom kind of just breaks. There's kind of been this moment where gun games or shooting games have been more duck and cover. Well, Doom is just full sprint, run into everything, shotgun everything, stay alive, move as fast as you can. Constant action. Doom is so much fun for that. Never a slow moment in Doom. I just had a blast with the game. It's the first time I played it. First time I really seen it was when it came to the Switch. Thank you, Bethesda, for funding this project. By id Software. It was an awesome game. They did a really good job. I've been kind of hoping. I was like, where's the sequel? Where's the next game? I need more Doom. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it actually makes me really excited for other games coming out from id. I might pick up Quake when it comes out.
Oh yeah,
for PlayStation 4, not for Switch, unfortunately.
Sadly. Who knows? And they totally set up the ending for Doom 1. That'd be perfect to transition to a Doom 2. For the new Doom.
Yeah, I haven't played Doom. Again, it's just one of those games that, unlike Skyrim, Skyrim seems slightly appealing, or not slightly. It seems appealing. Doom, there's too much of the violence and the head chopping and the spine bashing.
You don't like demon pinatas?
I tried it once. I was in the airport in hell. Just on kind of a layaway, and then there's, hey, you want to bash a demon? It's like, yeah, sure, why not? I mean, and it just wasn't my thing.
You think in hell, instead of riding on airplanes, they ride on beholders or the skeletons with guns?
Oh, that costs extra. I wasn't playing first class, so.
Oh, so you probably got, I don't know, the grunts.
Yeah, I mean, let's just say the service was less than adequate.
Ah, sounds like hell to me.
Yeah, 4 out of 10, wouldn't recommend. But I understand how big Doom was for the Switch. Because it is like that M-rated big shooter game that Nintendo's kind of been lacking as of late. And again, the portability of it all just makes it that much more appealing.
Yeah, like the last big M-rated shooter game that I can remember, I don't. There's probably more than what I'm thinking, but I just remember Time Splitters back on the GameCube. I don't know if you guys have ever played that game.
Well, Platinum
M-rated?
did Mad World back on the Wii.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Sega also did Conduit as well on the Wii.
Oh, Conduit. I remember I wanted to play that one.
I think those were exclusives for the Wii also, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were.
And then Nintendo has had them, but again, like I didn't even think of those titles. So it's nice that a big game like Doom, that, shooter, blood, gory game, people can get their fix on the Switch. That almost rhymes. Well, cool. So that's Doom at number 8. Moving on to number 7 with a total of 14 points, Splatoon 2. Nice. I love this game. This game, Splatoon 2 is just something that I just love playing when I don't feel like doing anything else. Like just something that's not entirely mindless, but also like really repetitive in a way.
Oh yeah.
I've been playing tons and tons and tons of Splatoon 2. I think I put this down as my personal number 3.
Wow.
I've been playing so much of it. I've logged, I think, 130 hours. I'm finally S+ ranked on a couple of the different modes, and it is just so fun. I know I talk about it quite a bit on the podcast during what we've been playing this week, but I think that Nintendo really hit it home with Splatoon 1, but then made it even better in Splatoon 2. It's just, I've been in with the competitive community. I've watched some tournaments. I've been following some of these crazy YouTubers teaching me how to do aim drills and what kits are the best with all of these other different things. And I freaking love it. It's such a fun game for me.
Yeah, Splatoon 2, I've loved Splatoon since the moment I saw it. I knew it was going to be big, and I was excited when I heard they announced they're making a second one. It really deserves the makeover, or I get makeover to cut, like the improvements that it got, and everything they did in Splatoon 2, I pretty much loved, like the improvements they made. There could have been more they could have done. It's not a perfect game, and Salmon Run is such an amazing mode. It's a shame that they had to make it like scheduled or whatever, but that's whatever. I mean, they've improved on that since its release and stuff like that. But as a sequel goes, it did fairly well. It did enough to be a sequel. I wasn't huge on the single player. I mean, it was fun. Like it was better than the first one, but I still think they could make like a really story focused kind of single player campaign that would really be unique and stand out. And then as far as competitive wise, I honestly I'll pick up Splatoon here and then, and for like a Splatfest or whatever. But I tell you, the people are just on another level right now. It is so hard to just be like a casual Splatoon 2 player and not just get wiped. With how good people are. At some point maybe it'll be like, oh, what does it matter? I'm just having fun. But it does kind of suck to lose a lot. Although I guess my last one didn't do too bad. But anyway, I can still tell there's like a difference in how good people are. And I'm just not the kind of guy who's gonna sit down and practice, watch YouTube videos. That's just not me. But for those who do, yeah. I mean, it just shows that you can get really good at this game. So I think that's just one of the amazing things about Splatoon.
So Splatoon 1, I thought it was a cute game. It was fun, but it didn't really stick with me at all. I probably played like 6-7 hours of it and then kind of give up. Splatoon 2, I've put in over like 50 hours into this game. It for whatever reason, it resonated with me a lot more than Splatoon 1 did. I think a large part of that is Salmon Run, and because I'm a huge fan of zombie-style multiplayer type games like that. And I think another huge part of it is local multiplayer is actually possible with Splatoon 2, whereas Splatoon 1, that wasn't really a thing.
Yeah.
And the LAN parties are actually pretty reliable, too, if you manage to get the hookups all together.
Yeah, like my roommate has it, and my pseudo roommate has it as well, because he's here basically every day anyway. And so, like, the three of us will just jump on and do a salmon run or something, and it's convenient to have a Switch game that all of us can just jump on and play, and it's a pretty good one at that, too. I wish the online features were competent instead of Nintendo-fied, but...
Yeah, I still don't understand why Nintendo decided to go peer-to-peer instead of dedicated servers, but whatever.
It feels like it runs faster online, though, than it did on Splatoon 1, so maybe
it's way more reliable.
Well, that's good.
And the matchmaking is actually a lot faster. I rarely have to wait more than, 30 seconds to find a match. And in Splatoon 1, we'd sit and play those mini games for a few minutes before getting into a match. So, yeah, I do think it's a lot better.
I think there's also just more people playing it now.
Yeah, that's true.
That might be it.
I've heard some people say that, I've put so much more time into Splatoon 1 than I did with Splatoon 2. And, I think about that. Well, maybe it's because there wasn't really much to play when Splatoon was out, but now with Splatoon 2 and the Switch, there's like a lot more to play. Not saying they thought Splatoon 2 was bad. They just looked back and they noticed that difference, and so
that's what happened to me for sure.
Yeah,
I guess I'm the opposite of what the normal trend.
I know
is.
that's what I heard, and I was like, or when you said that, I was like, whoa, complete opposite.
That's what my Switch says. It's like 50 hours. So
no, I believe it. I mean, no doubt about it.
I mean, I didn't really play much of Splatoon 1 because I didn't have my own Wii U. So maybe for me, I play a lot more Splatoon 2 because I have my own Switch. So I don't know.
Plus, my memories of Splatoon 1 are probably more about like the just barely after release Splatoon 1. Apparently, they changed. Splatoon 1 changed a lot after a while, but I'd already been done with the game by then.
Yep.
Yeah, Splatoon 1.0 was really, really buggy. They fixed it.
It's going to be sad when online actually costs money, and I probably won't be playing Splatoon 2 anymore after that.
That was number 7, Splatoon 2. Number 6, coming in at 17 points, is Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Woo!
I love this game so much that I'm starting a new file. I've always been a sucker for JRPGs. Well, ones that I can get my hands on and convince myself that it's worth to spend, like 90 plus hours on a game. Xenoblade Chronicles 1 is one of my favorite games of all time. And this one was a no-brainer. I was excited for it as soon as they announced it, and it didn't disappoint. The game does have some technical issues. There are quite a few frame drops here and there. And we've talked about quite a bit about this kind of stuff in a few of the other episodes of the podcast, but I love the story. The new combat system is super streamlined and
actually
really
we haven't.
I like it. Oh, that's right. I forgot we lost some of that audio.
But anyway, you don't have to go into detail or anything. But
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is a lot of fun. I really love the game. It's wonderful. It's a good JRPG.
This game made it so much harder to figure out what my favorite game of the year was between Super Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, and this. I just couldn't decide. I actually, in the end, went with Xenoblade 2 as my favorite game. So I don't know. Part of the reason has to be how the combat worked and how much they improved. I felt like from the original game. And at the same time, the story still captivated me that I wanted to keep going, but the side quests were still appealing, and I had fun, battling things. It didn't feel overly repetitive at all. And that's great, because there was moments in the original Xenoblade that was just like, I just want to get on with the story. I don't care about this, but I'm not going to be able to do anything if I don't grind. But here, there was really... grinding just kind of happens. It's just natural because you're beating side quests, or you're gaining XP through the inns that you've collected over time. It's really fascinating how they improved on everything that I felt like maybe held the first game back a little bit. And they also took some things from X that I really enjoyed too. So it's just Monolith stopped not rehashing what they did before and maybe just changing up the story. It's more of like, no, we're going to make it even better and make it interesting story to boot. That said, it was really hard for me to decide where to place this, but I'm sticking with my gut, and for me, it's my game of the year. But I guess not so with the rest of you guys. But hey, 6 is still good too. 6 is fine. But I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts.
Yeah, it was my number 4.
Number 4?
Well, yeah, because I had to put a couple of other games above it.
Interesting.
It was a hard choice.
No. I mean, you're free to make that choice. You're free to make that choice.
See, because it's kind of funny because it wasn't even on my top 10 list.
I that's blasphemy. I said someone Jordan didn't play it, yet we still got 17. We got 17. Doesn't make any sense.
It's you and
who didn't put it on the list?
I played a bit of it. I played enough of it. I didn't like it.
You played Xenoblade 2?
Yeah.
Oh.
My roommate got it. Went through the first chapter.
Oh, that's right. I think I remember you telling me about it. My bad. Yeah, it's definitely JRPG.
See, I don't know. There was a lot of good games this year, and I don't know, man. It's okay for the most part. I liked the first game's story better. The gameplay did improve in this one. I did beat it, so I mean, I didn't beat the first one because the gameplay got so monotonous, and that's all I love games for, really. But
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's still a good game. I enjoyed it. I wish there was less waifu blades and everything. I wish they had more option and variety in that as far as that goes. Yeah, I did like Dagus. He's my Persona 5 or 4 character in my
Dagus
Xenoblade
cool.
game. Dagus is pretty awesome. But the gameplay's improved. I don't know, what else can I say? I can't say I'm too big a fan of the art style switch.
I disagree, because...
That's fine, you can disagree, yeah. But I watched your video on it. It's really good, by the way. Go check out James' Xenoblade 2 video. Mm-hmm. He brings up a lot of good points. But I preferred... something that made it unique was that it wasn't like all the other anime games.
I do agree with that. I remember when we were just talking about it before even this game was announced, we were just saying, yeah, this style really made it unique from everything else. And, and then when they showed off this new style, it did take me aback. I was like, whoa, what? Oh, okay. But it did grow on me, and I can see why they went with it other than, waifu. But, yeah, anyway, sorry. I guess I won't go into too much detail, but I can see why you're, put off by the style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a good game. I really like
it's
it, but you definitely
game.
have to have the mindset that you're playing a JRPG.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, I guess it's not going to work for everybody. Jordan said he didn't like it, and that's fine, Yeah.
But I'm also just not the kind of person that plays this kind of genre. So
yeah.
It looks like it's a game, if you're on the fence of it, or if you're a JRPG fan, then it's great. Probably, from what it sounds like. If you're not a JRPG fan, this isn't going to change your mind.
Yeah.
I mean, as I was playing through the final couple of chapters, I was just like, oh man, this is just bringing back so many memories of Tales of the Abyss and Tales of Symphonia. Just some of these big themes, some of the character interactions that were happening. And I fell in love with it again. It's a fun game if you like JRPGs. I think that's a good way to put it. So let's move on to number 5. And number 5 with 18 points is Metroid Samus Returns.
Woo!
And I think this is one of the first ones where all 4 of us put this on our top 10 list. Oh, Splatoon 2 we all did.
Yeah, I was like, I put Splatoon 2 and I put Mania.
Forget that comment.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, Metroid Samus Returns is a fun game. It's a remake of Metroid 2, which was released for the Game Boy, and it's really fun. It's a 2D Metroid game, which we haven't gotten for a very long time. So I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, I've heard some people say it's not the best way to enter into Metroid. I disagree. I feel like it's, I don't know, for me, it was very streamlined, very fun to play, easy to pick up and play. I mean, not like there was challenges. It was challenging, but it still felt like an average player could pick it up and figure it out and have a great time with it.
Yeah.
And for me, at least.
See, I would disagree with the other people saying that this isn't a good way to get into Metroid, just from the sense it's the most linear Metroid.
Yeah. I have this. I have the same opinion.
I think this is the most beginner friendly. Metroid.
Super easy to get into. Plus, you can build your own map as you go.
Yeah.
So I would say if you haven't played a 2D Metroid game, this is probably a good place to start. The only reason it wasn't higher on my list is just from a gameplay standpoint. It's harder to pull off the Samus maneuvers that I had known to love from the other games. Personally,
yeah.
I did really enjoy the game. I'm like halfway through my fusion mode.
Ooh, nice.
With the amiibo.
Fusion
Freaking
hard.
So hard.
Oh man.
A lot of fun though.
Back to that comment of it being good for beginners. It's definitely linear, but there are points in the game where you can take a few different routes, so it gives you the feeling of you still need to explore from some of the other Metroid games. Not nearly the amount that like Super Metroid and even like the 3D Metroid Prime games gave you, but it's enough to like ease you into that if you want to go back and play Super Metroid, if you got one of the SNES classics or even get it on Virtual Console. So I think that is a good reason why it's really good to ease you into the Metroid Vania genre.
Mm-hmm. Zero Mission's still my favorite though. Sorry, sorry, Samus.
Fair enough. I gotta play through Zero Mission. I haven't yet.
Super Metroid is still my favorite 2D Metroid game. But.
So I really like Samus Returns. I was a little disappointed that I didn't get a more Metroid game, but it's still really fun, really enjoyable. I think I gave it an 8 out of 10 back on the podcast when we talked about it.
Yeah,
and it has the most badass boss in the Metroid series.
Yes, it does.
Ridley.
Spoilers!
Oh, is that spoilers? Oh, shoot.
I think that actually is.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
My bad.
Oh, no.
Oh, well. I'm sorry, guys. But hey, it's a Metroid game. Come on.
But I don't think Ridley was in the original.
He wasn't.
I know. I messed up, but whatever. I mean, my bad.
Anyway,
oh my.
I just wish it wasn't so linear, but at the same time, it's Metroid 2 redone, and Metroid 2. This is the better way to play Metroid 2.
Hands down.
Yes.
I mean, you actually know where you're going. Like,
nah, Metroid 2, best one, Game Boy,
awesome.
Best one.
Give me your. Can I see your Game Boy? Throw it across the wall.
My hope is that Samus Returns was successful enough that it got Nintendo to hopefully fund a future 2D Metroid. Because
amen, hallelujah.
It's great that Samus returned. It's great we have this Metroid game. It's a great game. I really wish we got a Metroid-y Metroid game for Samus's return, though. But
so when you say Metroid-y, do you mean just less linear?
Yes, far less linear.
Like the original Metroid and Super Metroid were like just like you literally had no direction. You go as far as you can, and then you're just like, okay, I just got this beam or this missile. Now where do I go?
Yeah,
there's always an intended path, but with the older Metroids, you could always break that intended path, and it doesn't feel like there's a lot of room for that in this Metroid. And on top of that, I get a lot of newer players really enjoyed the map features because they make the game a lot more easy to navigate through. But for me, as a Metroid fan, from being a Metroid fan for my entire life, it was kind of frustrating to have that there.
I can see that.
Just because the whole Metroid experience for me is finding little nuggets all over the place that I get to enjoy later playthroughs. I don't want to be able to 100% the game on my first run of a Metroid game. I want to be able to
Oh.
like experience it over multiple playthroughs.
Interesting.
I hope that Nintendo does take this to heart and, take the success of this game and how well received it was by the community to make another one.
I mean,
so
it won the handheld game of the year at the Game Awards. Yeah.
Did it beat Shadows?
It did beat Shadows.
It did.
Which I, maybe didn't agree with, but it definitely deserved it.
Hashtag not my game of the year.
Hashtag not my game. But anyway, I guess that segues to the next part.
Yeah. Because speaking of Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia, that one came in at number 4 with 19 points. I forgot to put this game on the list, and that's probably because I still haven't beat it.
Yeah.
It's so nice to have a real Fire Emblem game again, guys.
I know,
The
right?
music is so beautiful.
It is very beautiful.
Oh.
I actually put Shadows of Valentia number 4 on my list, so it's very nice to see it right
I think I did too, actually.
Wow.
I don't remember where I put it on mine.
Oh.
I just remember I put it
as
one.
number 4. Jordan put it as number 6.
Oh, well, there you go.
I've got the results right here. Anyway,
Gorgeous game.
it's a Fire Emblem game.
gorgeous game.
It's Fire Emblem
It's a
game,
lot of fun.
and it's more kind of like to the roots, but also not really, because it also does a lot of things different than other Fire Emblem games, because it's once again a remake of a past Fire Emblem game.
This one's
Nintendo really liked
the
the 3DS this year was about remaking games.
Well, yeah.
It feels like
we were talking about how Metroid was a remake of Metroid 2. Well, this is a remake of Fire Emblem 2, essentially.
Yep.
and this is definitely the better way to play it too.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
The voice acting is
Yes,
phenomenal, too.
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
I
so
didn't
amazing.
imagine Nintendo could actually get a good group of voice actors together, but here it is. No.
I don't know if it's the voice director or just the casting. It's like whoever casted this should just like, can't you be in charge of everything else? Is it too much to
Seriously.
ask? But
Yeah.
it was pretty
Award
amazing.
winning. Really good
Yeah.
stuff. Really good stuff.
I mean, I loved everything they brought to Shadows of Valentia, and I wouldn't mind seeing some of those aspects in it. Dungeons, I can see them not going with, and it wouldn't be too sad. But I still enjoyed some aspects of it. But I guess we'll see with this next Fire Emblem how much of a influence they'll take from this game, or are they just gonna forget everything they learned from this and just go back to, Awakening and Fates? They could, but
This game made me remember how much I miss being able to like how the map structure is set up so that you're always advancing forward in the map, as opposed to like Fates where you're always going back to one hub. And so it just feels a bit more like an epic quest with these older kind of like Fire Emblems, whereas Fates, it just feels like mundane tasks that you run off and skirmish over and over again.
Yeah, not to mention it was nice having a story that wasn't bogged down by the waifu husbando
yes.
stuff. All the characters are written well. They all have reasons to why they're fighting beside me. I love this
exactly.
person.
Yeah.
They have reasons besides being thirsty for Corrin.
Yeah, pretty much.
So.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Tharja.
Well, because you have in Fates and Awakening that you can pair people up, and they have like little dialogues between them. And people said that's one of the reasons why they love it. But I mean, in this game, you can see the actual character growth. That it's not limited to these certain quirks or whatever. I don't know. Like I feel like Fire Emblem Echoes just really cared about the whole cast, not just a select few.
I think the what do you call the script writers had a lot more fun with this one.
Maybe. I mean, it's very well written.
Like rewriting an old script basically and making it fresh and new.
Yeah.
It's a different challenge.
Mm-hmm. For people who say it's like it was a simple story or whatever, I really like the story. Like, it was enjoyable. Maybe sometimes simple is the way to go.
That was number 4, Shadows of Valentia. You should get it if you're a Fire Emblem fan.
Please do.
Coming in at number 3 with 23 points, this is a pretty big jump of 4 points from Shadows of Valentia, is Sonic Mania.
Oh boy.
This was my number 3.
This is my number 3.
Oh, wow. Why did I put Sonic Mania? I think I put it at 6? I don't remember.
Nope. You put it as 8.
Oh, I put it as 8.
And I put it as 7.
Well, there you go.
Sonic's back, baby.
Well,
Indeed.
he was until Forces murdered
was.
it.
He was for a few months.
Then Forces was like, remember, Sonic's actually garbage. I'm just kidding.
No, we don't talk about that game, Skylar.
But we can show the world what we could do. As long as you when you stand to me and I stand next to you.
Listen to Sonic Mania music. Listen to Sonic Mania music.
And he'll make you cry.
This game was a love letter to the old school Sonic fans like me. It was tailor-made for me. It even brought back my two favorite stages from Sonic 2. Chemical Plant and Oil Ocean. Even though everyone else hates Oil Ocean, so screw you guys.
Screw you. Oil Ocean sucks.
I hate Oil Ocean.
I agree with them wholeheartedly. Especially Oil Ocean Part 2.
Oh man, that was amazing. Did you not fight the octopus?
Dude, the octopus freaking sucks. Dude, fighting the octopus with Knuckles is a nightmare. I first played this game as Knuckles. I essentially started on hard mode. It's like Sonic is mid, Tails is easy, and Knuckles they did something weird where he can't jump as high, and it just makes it super hard.
Tails feels weird.
Tails feels slow. He's slower than Sonic, but he can get everywhere easy.
This game's fantastic. It's actually, I think, after having played it for many, many times, it's my favorite Sonic game ever made. Which is saying something, because Sonic the Hedgehog 2 has been on my top 5 list of all time since I played it.
Wow.
So, it's quite the feat to topple Sonic 2 in my mind.
Yeah, out of all the games I played this year, this is the one I played through the most times.
I don't even know how many times I've played through this game.
All I know
According to my Switch, 30 hours worth. However many times it takes to play through the game, or 30 hours worth.
Yeah, I don't know. I've played every save slot, and I played through on my Knuckles and Knuckles run. So, which you get this awesome image for at the end.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
So many fun little Easter eggs like that. They even have Junkies.
That was crazy. I couldn't believe it. Was like, what in the
dude? The people who made this game cared about Sonic and they cared about classic gameplay.
Yeah.
They certainly care about Sonic a lot more than Sonic Team does.
I mean, well, Sonic Team probably looks at him as a paycheck, where these guys looked at him as their childhood. You know.
Hashtag top 10 disappointments.
Sonic Forces.
And number 9, Sonic Forces. Number 8, Sonic. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. I'll stop it. But
anyway, so
no, Sonic Mania is great.
Absolutely fantastic. You could see my name on I think I'm still in the top 20 for fastest time on Titanic Zone.
Oh, no way!
Dang, dude. Yeah. Nice.
Wow.
I don't know. I'll have to double check.
Awesome.
I was number 3, but I've been slowly falling down.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, cool. I do like Sonic Mania. It's a great game. Moving on to number 2, with 36 points, we're jumping up by 13 points.
Speaking of jumping up.
Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
The game that doesn't need us to tell you why it's so high on our list. It's just a great game.
Incredible.
I felt like a child again. It might replay.
I waited so long for a banjo game. Like
Keep waiting, George. Ukulele came out last month.
No, we don't talk about that.
Oh, yes, we do. It's the successor.
This is the true successor that banjo deserves.
I'm glad you see it that way. But either way, Odyssey, phenomenal game. This was my game of the year. Awesome.
Oh yes.
Man, it'll probably retake my Super Mario 64 runs. Like speaking of what George was saying, Sonic Mania beating Sonic 2. This one took my Mario 64. And a lot of other games.
Gasp.
I was like, oh no! Now instead of running through Mario 64 4 times, I'll have to do this one. This is going to take a lot more time. Anyway,
that's what I was thinking. Is like, yeah, your speed run's going to be a lot longer now.
yeah. I'll get them down.
Oh, I bet you.
Well, speaking of speedruns, I do have to mention Super Mario Odyssey is the most speedrun game ever by a lot.
Ever?
Speedrun? Yes. Within the few months that it's been out, more people have speedrun Mario Odyssey than any other game. Speedrun.com came out with, or speedrun.net, whichever one it actually is. They came out with their listings for everything. And more people have been playing Super Mario Odyssey for speedrunning than any other game, period. And it's incredible.
That's amazing because it's only been out for like 2 months.
Yeah. The speedrunning community is in love with this game.
It's beating Ocarina of Time? There's no way it's beating Ocarina of Time. Everyone speedruns Ocarina of Time.
At dawn of a new age, George.
No, I don't know. Someone screwed up on like their statistic calculation.
Objection, where's the stats?
Yeah.
But you know, going off of that, it just shows you how accessible this game is.
Okay, sorry. I just have to say, it's the fastest growing speedrun game. It is just barely behind Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time. Sorry.
Okay, I
have to get that up there. Sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead, James.
Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time are way up there.
I can just see George in his chair just like having a heart attack. It's like, no.
Okay, but it's only 300 players behind Ocarina of Time and 700 behind Mario 64.
Holy.
So,
wow.
Anyway.
That's still pretty impressive.
It really is.
Anyway, sorry for interrupting.
Especially for a modern game.
I had to correct myself.
Especially for a modern game. Holy cow.
Yeah, for modern game, you know, because you know a lot of people have the biggest reason why people speedrun games is because they have nostalgia for it, they've grown up with it, you know, and also they know the quirks and bugs with it. With Odyssey, I think it's just so accessible and easy to pick up that anybody could like practically say, "I'm a speedrunner," and you know, and try it out. I mean, I can't, but people, there are those who can.
Number 1067 on any percent logged it at 17 hours compared to the world record of 1 hour and 5 minutes.
I mean, hey, you gotta start somewhere.
If you time yourself, you're a speedrunner.
That's technically true. So, I really enjoyed this game. The artwork's fantastic. Edo Kingdom, freaking wow.
Amazing.
Also, turning point of the game after Volbono, amazing.
Incredible.
That alone launched it to my game of the year. I was like, this is not a Mario game anymore. This is so much more.
This is beyond.
This is beyond Mario.
Banjo and beyond.
Really good stuff.
I mean, you know, this game also blew me away when I first played it. There's so much joy and just a sense of discovery as you run around the different kingdoms, and the music was so great. Man, like I honestly, if Xenoblade 2 had to come out with this soundtrack, I probably would have put this one as my favorite. Breath of the Wild is really good, but this one I think just kind of edged it a little bit. But besides that, there wasn't really a dull moment for me until you got towards the end when you're collecting all the moons. But at that point, it's just kind of like, you know, just taking out the trash kind of stuff. But wait, that's the wrong term. I mean, meaning, you
Isn't
know,
that
just
one of the
taking,
stars?
actually, I think it is. But you know, it's just little chores you have to do in order to completely finish the game. But you know, it doesn't require you to do that, and it's again, like I said before, it's easily accessible to anybody, any sort of play style. So I really like it.
If it were any other year, this would have won Game of the Year, hands down.
Oh, absolutely.
Hands down. Yeah.
Absolutely. But number 1 with 38 points on our list is The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Woo!
Absolutely my game of the year.
This was a tough pick for me between Zelda and Odyssey. And I think even in a previous episode, I said Odyssey was edging out over Breath of the Wild for me. But in the end, this last break, I played both of them side by side. And I had to give it to Breath of the Wild. Just because Breath of the Wild, there's so much to do. You keep finding new and interesting things after having played, however many hundreds of hours. I think I'm up to 400 hours so far with Breath of the Wild for all my play runs.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm on my 6th playthrough of Breath of the Wild right now.
Jeez.
So, yeah, I'm absolutely in love with this game.
It's so good. I mean, Breath of the Wild is the only game this year where I would stay up until like 3 a.m. multiple days just playing the game when I didn't have any homework when it first came out. Like, I played this game so much. I mean, I want to go back and play through Master Mode with the 3 heart challenge runs and do all this other stuff. And it's just that the way that they were able to take my favorite series and just make it even better it's just phenomenal. I absolutely love this game, and it definitely deserves to be number one, especially on my list.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game. They put all their chips on the table with this one. They made it an amazing environment, amazing physics system. Really made the open world genre their own. And what can I say? It was hard for me to not put this as number one in my list. But it could easily tomorrow I could be just thinking, you know what? Actually, I think like Breath of the Wild better. It just goes back and forth for me. That's how amazing this game is. It does so many things well. Now, not to say it's a perfect game, and I can actually see why a lot of Zelda fans would have issues with the game itself. But that doesn't take away from the enjoyment of what I had and the fun and exploration I had.
Oh yeah.
It was there. It was always there, and that's what made it great. Sure, it missed some dungeons, or the dungeons weren't terribly unique, and the story I wasn't a huge fan of. But besides that, it just blew all the other points it had out of the water.
Yeah, it's a really good game. It's solid gameplay. For the same reason George was saying, I think the soundtrack, it's good for what it is. I can't listen to it on repeat forever, like some of the other soundtracks I've heard this year, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
So, and the gameplay is really fun. The story has a lot of buffering it could have had. Not too keen on most of the voice actors. Falco's great. He did a good job.
Yeah.
I appreciate Falco. I was kind of upset what they did with Derek in the DLC, but whatever.
It's supposed to be like a year of talk about praise, Skyler. Like you're
excuse you. This is number
we
one.
already went through the reviews a while ago.
Hey, we reviewed all these games again. I don't know what you're talking about. That Metroid Samus thing was a long time. Anyway, no, Bot was enjoyable. It's a good game. Clearly, I will be shut down.
No, I understand all the criticisms that the game has gotten, but there's just I just absolutely love the game. I was blown away when I first started playing it. I'm still blown away whenever I play it. Love watching speedruns of it just for fun. I just love it. So
yeah, I think the game has a lot of room to grow.
Yes, absolutely.
A lot of the things Skylar said, but by magnitude, or it is by far the game I put the most hours in by orders of magnitude. It's absolutely insane how much time I've put into this game in just 1 year. It's the reason why I bought a Switch to begin with. It's the reason why I keep going back to my Switch, and then I'll take a break and play another game. This redefined my favorite series ever made, and this came out in the same year. It's hard because it came out the same year as Mario Odyssey and Sonic Mania, both games I would have loved to see have Game of the Year statuses for me in other years. But man, the top three are not the top three slots for our list. They're all Game of the Year material. They're all top 10 for games of all time material for my list. And this year has been absolutely incredible.
It has been a really good year.
Amazing.
2017 has been ridiculously good. Even with some of these ports that we've gotten on the Switch that we couldn't put on our list, like Axiom Verge. I finally got to play it because I got it for Christmas, and oh my gosh, Skylar, you were right with your review last year or 2 years ago, whenever you wrote it. It is a Metroid game that we deserve. I'm wow, it's really
the
good.
Metroid game that we didn't get on Metroid Anniversary. So
yeah, but anyway, 2017's been phenomenal, or was phenomenal. I can't say has been anymore because it's over.
Whoa. I think this is a great list, and honestly, I think between Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, I won't put Xenoblade up there because that's my own personal opinion, but Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, you can interchange those between 1 and 2. Honestly, I don't think it's so hard.
This year was insane. So many good games.
So many good games.
Makes up for 2016.
Yes.
Oh, you should
absolutely.
If you get the chance, and you don't mind like cringing a little bit, go listen to our 2016 year in review kind of a thing where we go through our.
We had to put Star Fox Guard on that list.
Oh gosh,
I still like Star Fox Guard more than Star Fox Zero.
That is a valid opinion.
Man, Nintendo 26.
We scraped the barrel last year for games.
I'm not.
We literally.
I am not ashamed for how I felt in 2016 because I felt like it was a terrible year. 2017. While it does make it for 2016, I still felt the way I did in 2016.
Anyway, that's our list. I'll read through it again one last time, but I do want to bring up that we opened up the list to you, our listeners, and got some responses on your top 10 games. And we did the same thing, applying the numbers and all that stuff. And we didn't include our numbers in this list. We wanted to make it more of the community list. So I'll go ahead and just read through the games that made the list, and we'll talk about maybe for a few seconds or minutes.
Are we talking our list right now or the fan?
No. This is the fan list, and after the fan list, I'll reiterate our list so that people know what we picked. So, at number 10, the fans picked Overcooked.
Makes sense. It's a great party game.
No, it's a great party game.
A lot of fun.
At number 9, they picked Super Bomberman R.
Another great party game.
Another great party game.
Now this has the same score. Now hold on, this has the same score. So what edges it?
Okay, they're tied for 9. Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I just noticed that.
We'll just say that.
Okay.
Yeah, the other launch title I had.
Yeah. The Black Bomber.
Number 8, Skyrim. We talked about that one. Number 7, Fire Emblem: Shadows of Valentia.
Glad that it's up there.
Number 6, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I'm also glad that that's up there. And then tied for 4th place, we have Mario and Rabbids and Fire Emblem Warriors.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I put Fire Emblem Warriors on my list, but I definitely wouldn't put it above Mario and Rabbids. But that's fine. To each their own. And again, I really enjoy Fire Emblem Warriors. I think it was an improvement from Hyrule Warriors in a lot of ways. Number
3, Splatoon 2.
Wow, number 3.
Number 3.
It's a good game.
Number 2, Super Mario Odyssey, kind of similar to our list. And number 1, Breath of the Wild.
You should have said Knack 2 or something like that. I don't know.
Knack 2. and number 0. Knack 2.
I'm a little disappointed that neither Sonic nor Metroid made it onto this fan list.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Well, we'll have to see what the fans come up with next year. So, we'll be sure to do this type of thing again. I think it's a really fun way to gauge interest and see what other people have been thinking. So, thanks for participating if you did. And that was your list. So now I'm going to read through our list one last time so you know what we thought of the year 2017. Number 10 was Skyrim. Number 9 was Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Number 8 was Doom. Number 7, Splatoon 2. Number 6, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Number 5, Metroid Samus Returns. Number 4, Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia. Number 3, Sonic Mania. Number 2, Super Mario Odyssey. And number 1, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And that's our list, and that's the top games of 2017 from the Virtual Boys.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Hey everybody, it's your friend David hopping in the middle of the episode like I normally do to just let you know what's been going on. It's been a couple of weeks since we uploaded an episode, like I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, but that's because we were taking a nice long break for the holidays, and we hope that you had a wonderful break as well. We should be getting back to our regular schedule of posting every week an episode, so you can look forward to that. I know this episode is getting a little bit long, but I just wanted to remind you to check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/Nintensity. Our episodes are going up early as a reward for those that support us, and we have a lot of plans for things that we can do to help reward our patrons this year. We also have our Facebook page at facebook.com/Nintensity, as well as our Twitter handle at Nintensity. Those social media accounts will often post some fun little things like some polls and some memes, and they're also a great source for the news that we post on the website. Be sure to check out our website at nintensity.com, where you can find tons of news and all that wonderful stuff. It's 2018, and we're excited for what this year is going to bring us. We had a really consistent schedule for much of last year, and we hope to be able to continue that this year. I'll probably make a post or something detailing some of the plans that we have in the future, but for now, just stay tuned. 2018 is going to be a great year. Thanks so much for all of the support that you give us, and I guess I'll just let you get back to this episode. Jordan's going to talk about his 2018 predictions, because he missed that last episode with us, and we'll talk about some of the games we've been playing over the break. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll let you get back to the episode now. Thanks.
So I missed the episode where everyone did predictions. I guess I have a few predictions before the direct that comes out before this episode is aired.
Supposedly.
Supposedly, according to these rumors.
Well, no, the rumors say January 11th, but watch Nintendo
right.
pull a fast one and it's tomorrow. I predict that there will be a January direct. At this point, it's kind of like a no-brainer. But I think that this January direct is going to show pretty much everything to expect from 2018. If it doesn't show up in 2018, it's either not being produced by Nintendo or give up on it. Every major game Nintendo's going to focus on that they're producing themselves is going to come out this year. And I think that we're going to see a few more Wii U ports over, because I think the library this year is going to be a bit lackluster compared to last year. It's going to be a bit weaker, and next year will also be a bit better than this year. So I think 2018 is going to kind of be a middle child between the 2 years.
Oh.
So they're going to try and fill up some of that space with Wii U games. Mario Maker, DK Tropical Freeze, and Wind Waker HD being the three I think are most likely.
Do you think they do Twilight Princess HD instead of Wind Waker, since Twilight Princess is the more recent of the two?
I think they would do Wind Waker because Twilight's the more recent of the two.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to keep trying to keep the Zelda hype train going for as long as they can until Breath of the Wild 2 eventually comes out. And so the best way to do that is to just port over the Wii U remakes. And so this year will be Wind Waker HD. Next year will be Twilight Princess. Unless if there's like we were saying earlier in this podcast, that there might be a Link's Awakening remake that could sort of stagger these releases. But I think we're going to see those. I don't think we'll see Skyward Sword HD. I think they'll stick to just Wind Waker and Twilight Princess because they're low-hanging fruits that a lot of people would enjoy to have on a portable system.
I would. I'd buy them again.
I think Mario Maker will come out this year. I think Tropical Freeze is a very definite maybe. Not guaranteed, but it's definitely up there because they're going to try and siphon as many games from the Wii U as they can. I think it's easy to bolster the Switch library, and their main goal, probably until the end of the Switch lifetime, is every month release at least one big game from Nintendo. And whether that's a port from a previous system or whatever, I think they're going to try and do that, because that's what they did last year, excluding January, because January is kind of a dead month, and maybe December, because those are kind of hard to get games out.
Yeah,
but
you build up the games that released in October and November for December. So, and
right.
January's
so
right
February's
after Christmas.
February's game will be the Bayonetta games. March, it could be either Fire Emblem Yoshi or Kirby. I don't know which one would come out first, but I think those are going to be the 3 games we see in March, April, and May.
Yeah, I agree.
And then during June, when it starts slowing down, we'll probably get another port because it's kind of hard to fight the hype train of other games being revealed at E3. July is kind of when you want to go back up, and we'll get something in July. I don't know, something, probably something new. I don't think we're going to see Metroid Prime this year. Pokemon is a possibility. I would place my bet more on next year, but lots of rumors are pointing towards late this year. So I guess we'll see whenever this direct happens.
Yeah.
And then what else? What other major predictions I have? I don't think any major 3DS games are going to get revealed. I think Nintendo is moving away from it. If there's any big games for the 3DS coming out this year, it's not going to be from Nintendo. Or it's just them finishing up whatever games they have already announced that I forgot about.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that compare to all your predictions?
Very.
I guess is what I'm getting at.
It's pretty close, actually.
No, it was very far off. It was terrible. Like
Very far off.
No, I'm just kidding. No, actually, you're actually pretty close to mine. I also agree that I don't think Metroid Prime is going to be shown. I think that's going to be maybe January 2019, maybe.
I think fall 2019.
Oh, you think so?
Or summer.
Is when they'll
August.
show it?
August is like the Metroid month.
Is that when they're going to release it or when they're going to show it?
Release
Okay,
it.
yeah, I agree.
I think they'll
agree
show
with
it
that. Yeah.
January 2019.
Yeah, that's when I think they'll show it.
I don't even think they'll show Metroid this year.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't think they'll show Bayonetta 3 this year either.
No.
I
don't understand why some people are throwing around the rumor that Bayonetta 3 is actually going to come out this year. That doesn't make any sense in my mind. There's no way.
I mean, you know how Platinum works. Usually they take a long time with their games, don't they?
They take forever.
I would think. I thought. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
It said now in development, not...
Yeah.
Maybe
Anyway.
Not that it's close for a release.
Maybe
We don't
I'm
even
wrong.
have like an official logo for the game yet.
Like if it was coming out this summer, they wouldn't have shown it off at the Game Awards.
Oh,
they would have shown
absolutely.
they would have waited for the direct coming up.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So what do you think about Animal Crossing or Pikmin 4? Do you think...
I think it's too soon for Animal Crossing. It's the same team that does Splatoon, unfortunately. That was a weird way to phrase
No,
that.
I understand.
Unfortunately, I don't think we'll see it this year. It's a good thing it's being made by a competent team like the Splatoon team.
What about Pikmin 4?
Pikmin 4, yes. I think Pikmin 4... I think it's kind of weird that we didn't see it last year.
Yeah. Now, do you think for E3, are they going to continue what they did with Zelda and Super Mario Odyssey and have one game be the game that they like kind of have as their centerpiece?
I don't think Nintendo is the company to really change standards that they kind of set for themselves. So, yeah, I think that will be the case. Whatever the big main game is going to be this fall, even if Pokemon is getting announced this year, that won't be the game. It will be something else.
Yeah.
Because Game Freak likes to kind of operate on their own.
Yeah.
Compared to and what that game is, I don't think it's been talked about by Nintendo at all. I don't think it's Metroid. I don't think it's Bayonetta. I'm hoping it's the retro.
Oh, that'd be
whatever
sick.
Retro's been working on. But I don't know. It'll be something. It'll be.
Yeah.
I think we'll hear about it this coming direct. Like I said, if it's not shown at the direct, it's not coming this year,
Right.
or it's a small thing that Nintendo's just throwing out.
See, I think it'll be either Animal Crossing or Pikmin 4, and whichever it is, they'll announce it during this upcoming direct, and that they'll hype it up as the centerpiece of E3. At least that's my mind.
I don't think Animal Crossing. So when Animal Crossing came out with City Folk, they tried to do that exact same thing with City Folk, and people freaked out because Animal Crossing is not the kind of game you take to an E3. Yeah, it's big. Yeah, it's one of like Nintendo's big seller series, but this is not the right audience for that.
Got it.
And I think Nintendo learned a lesson from making City Folk their big main showcase, whatever E3 that was. I can't remember.
Okay. What about Pikmin 4 then? Do you think that could be it?
I don't think Pikmin has enough. They want something that's going to pull eyes towards Nintendo.
Okay,
So
well,
I
here's
think Pikmin
hoping.
is going to be the summer release.
Okay.
I don't think Animal Crossing is coming out this year. Pikmin is probably like a summer release this year, and fingers crossed it's a retro.
So that would mean the retro
fall.
game's coming out this year.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I mean, that'd be awesome.
Something big that hasn't been announced yet. It'll be just as surprising as Super Mario Odyssey coming out in the same year.
Cool.
So yeah, those are my predictions. We'll see how wrong I am coming up.
I know.
Watch there not even be a Nintendo Direct this January. Just
to spite
Just
everybody.
to mess with us. Well, cool. Thanks for sharing your predictions for 2018. If you listening want to hear the predictions for the other three of us, it should be the last episode that we did.
I think so.
Before the break. So you can check that out and see what we think. So now we're going to spend some time and move into our next little segment where we're going to talk about some of the stuff that we've been doing over the break, since it's been a few weeks since we've talked with each other. And we got some stuff for Christmas and all that wonderful stuff. I'll just go ahead and say what I've been playing. I've been playing a lot of Splatoon 2. Like I said earlier in the episode, I restarted Xenoblade Chronicles 2, so I've been playing a lot of that.
Is it New
Been
Game
playing
Plus, out of curiosity?
There is no New Game Plus yet.
Okay. I didn't think so.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's
so
coming.
I just started a brand new save file. Yes. It pretty sure it's coming as part of the DLC.
Yes.
So you can look forward to that. I've also been playing Axiom Verge, which, as I said in the earlier segment, is a wonderful game, very Metroidvania, and I love it. And I've also been playing Skyrim, and today I played quite a bit of Ultra Sun while I was letting my research code run, which literally took the entire day to get one iteration of the code done. So yay, David, playing lots of Ultra Sun. I've been trying to do it a little bit different than I've done Pokemon runs in the past, where I'm not doing a Nuzlocke challenge. I don't usually do that the first time.
Try a
through
mono
game.
run. You don't have to do Nuzlocke with those, and they're still pretty fun. Where you just like randomly select a type of Pokemon, and your entire team has to be centered around that type.
Oh, that'd be fun. I should do that my next playthrough, because I've already started building the team that I'm doing, and I'm already almost done with the second or third island. So
that's my favorite way to
next
play
time.
casual runs now, because you're not always on edge like Nuzlocke. Sometimes you just want to play Pokemon casually, but it still kind of like mixes things up and forces you to play with new Pokemon.
Yeah, well, I'm forcing myself to play with Pokemon that I've never had on my teams before.
Oh, that's always good.
That I have even thought of putting on my team. So I'm running like a Zoroark that I'm putting in as a Zoroark. I'm going with Espeon. I actually haven't ever played with Espeon on a team, I guess, but Colosseum, but that one doesn't count. And I don't remember the other ones off the top of my head, but that's what I'm doing. It's just Pokemon that I think would be fun to play with that I have never done. So
okay. That's fun.
That's what I've been doing. So lots of fun stuff. It's been a good break.
So I finished Xenoblade 2. Played lots of Mario Party over the break. James and Jordan came over to the apartment. Played some Mario Party. Played some Smash. Tons of other party games as well. Just being at home.
Switch.
We did play that, and got old like after 20 minutes. Played some Halo. Once again, got a lot of family together. Played some Halo. A lot of fun.
Wow.
Finally finished Halo 2. So I have now finished all of the Halo games. Halo 2 is freaking long.
Yeah, but it's the best one.
Yeah, I guess. I don't like vertical co-op, and the game is entirely vertical for 2-player in the co-op. Super painful.
I don't remember that.
Cranes
I think there's a way to switch it, isn't there?
No, there isn't.
So you mean it's stacked? So it's like player 1's on top and player 2's on bottom of the screen?
No, like player 1's left, player 2's right.
I don't remember that.
It's super painful. Hurts my neck, and I could not find a way to change it to save my life. Navigated those menus for a long time. Not a big fan. Halo 3 is pretty quick. Halo 1 is a lot of fun. I got the Game of the Year, or not the game, whatever it is, the Anniversary Collection. That one's a lot of fun to play. I did play with the original graphics, though. I know 343 did a lot of work on improving the graphics, making them HD, but I just prefer the original ones, honestly.
So, Skyler, real quick, I looked it up. The reason why it's split the way it is because you have your TV set to 16 by 9. you have to change it to 4:3 and it'll be the other direction.
Okay, so it's the TV I have to change.
Yeah, because your Xbox. Well, it's your Xbox settings on your TV settings.
Interesting, because all the other games ran it just fine, top and bottom.
But anyway.
Anyway, a lot of fun, great series. Didn't play Halo 5, don't have an Xbox One, probably won't get an Xbox One. Unless something magnificent happens. But yeah, good games.
Angel comes from the sky. Here's an Xbox One.
Cuphead it is. I'm just kidding. Sorry, Halo 5.
The only reason
that would probably come from hell then.
Oh.
Well, you could just play Cuphead on PC.
Can I just roll some dice, see if I get it?
Skylar, you could also get PUBG on Xbox One.
I heard it's super...
If you like 10 frames per second.
Yeah, if I like something super buggy and broken. Anyway, no. But yeah, a lot of multiplayer games with the family over the break. A lot of partying stuff. Good time. And Mario Party 9 is still good. Haters hate me. I like Mario Party 9.
Good. I think that was my first time playing Mario Party 9. It was great.
Mario Party 10 is fun too. Played that over the break. Little Fishy Lipkins characters. Anyway, fun stuff.
Awesome.
So I also finished Xenoblade 2. It took me forever to finish it, but I did. And now I'm just playing through a bunch of side quests and rare blades. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to get all the rare blades.
Rare blades suck.
Like, they're like at first they were like it went through. It was like, why am I getting a rare blade? I finally get a rare blade. Then I don't get a rare blade for a while. It's like, why am I not getting a rare blade? Then I get like a bunch of them. It's like, oh great. And then it just stops. And it's like I haven't gotten a rare blade since. It's like, oh.
Yeah, it's like when I used all of my legendary cores on a very particular character, who I will not name because it's a spoiler, and got 1-star blades with every single one of the 5 legendary cores I used on her. I was so mad.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, yeah, that's just how the game goes. It's like Super Smash Bros. Brawl trying to find that last sticker. It's like it's just impossible to get the final few characters. Like I don't know why Monolith Soft did this, but it's terrible. Like I was going from getting 1 to 2 every couple hours to not getting one. I've grinded for probably about 8 or 9, and there's still 5 I need to get. All I've been doing is grinding for cores, and I still can't get them.
Yeah, I'm gonna once I finish a bunch of the side quests, I think I'm gonna try to grind legendary cores and then figure out maybe like online what's the best way to do it. Maybe I think there's someone said like make sure you raise your luck all the way, stuff like that. But anyway, we'll see what happens with that. I mean, I want to try to get all the blades before I make my spoiler video about Xenoblade 2, but if it's just not coming, then I may just have to say, look, I can't. Like I don't have the time for this, and nor the patience. But anyway, so that would probably be the game I play for a little bit longer. Maybe I'll finally get to the DLC, but we'll see. And yeah, I mean, I just played a bunch of Smash Bros. and Mario Party with Skylar and stuff and Jordan. So pretty good.
So I've been playing some Banjo-Tooie with my friend. We've been going through all the rare games, going through a rare marathon. Where
are you preparing for a 301% speed run? Where you play all 3 N64 rare games, Banjo-Tooie, and Donkey Kong 64, all 100%. If you do all 3 in a row, it's called a 301% run, and it's ridiculous.
Dang.
No. We're just casually playing through it, where like one of us will be playing, and if you either get a Jiggy or die, you pass a controller to the other person.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah, so we went through all of Banjo-Kazooie that way. It was actually his first time playing Banjo-Kazooie. And now we're going through Tooie. We're going at a much faster pace with Tooie because both of us have played it to death. So
really?
Instead of just me knowing where all the Jiggies are, it's both of us know where all the Jiggies are. And if one of us has forgotten where a Jiggy is, the other one knows. So, but it's fun. It's Banjo-Tooie playing side by side. Yeah, I think I like Banjo-Tooie more than Kazooie. It just doesn't feel as rough around the edges, but both 2 of my favorite games ever made. I think we just got to Jolly Roger's Lagoon, which is one of my favorite stages in the Banjo series. mostly because of the music.
I still need to finish Tui.
Yeah,
Tui's
I
good.
do. I do too. I've seen a lot of speedruns of it, so I kind of know how it goes. I just haven't sat down and done it
Blind
myself.
run! All the way.
And then I started. So I had gotten the DLC for Breath of the Wild, but it had been like a few months since I last played, so I didn't really want to do the DLC just on an old save file. So I started another save file, and I didn't want to just do a normal save file. I didn't want to do a normal 3-heart challenge either, because 3-heart challenge has gotten too easy. So I added a few more rules. Master mode, 3-heart challenge, no armor. You have to do all of the dungeons in clockwise order. So you start with the Gerudo and go around the map that way. Which means, unfortunately, I haven't been able to put away any of my Deku nuts or trade Deku Korok seeds for more weapon slots. So I'm almost done with the game, and I haven't even upgraded my weapon slots yet. And no fast traveling, so you have to walk everywhere.
That's so rough.
And you can't use the map. So if you get lost, you have to figure it out by like climbing a mountain or something. So it's fun. If you haven't noticed with all these podcasts, I enjoy getting lost in games, which a lot of people seem to not enjoy. So the fact that even though I've played this game almost for 400, 500 hours, I can still get lost. And now you're probably seeing why I've spent 500 hours playing this game, because I don't fast travel. But yeah, it's great. I really enjoy it. It was fun trying to kill the frickin' Thunderblight with twigs on Master Mode.
Gosh.
But because it's the first guy I ran to.
Well, you say fun, I say torture.
So yeah, really enjoying Breath of the Wild, going through it again. Eventually, I've beaten 3 of the Divine Beasts. I just have the Zora one left. And then I can go fight Ganon and then do the DLC.
Nice.
And it's going to suck trying to get back on the plateau without fast travel. So, and then on top of that, I picked up a new game that I saw. Someone was just talking about it on Twitter, and apparently it was on the eShop. So I was like, I got some gift cards, so I might as well pick it up. It's called Blossom Tales, the Sleeping King.
Yeah, I heard
it's
about
pretty fun. It's basically Link to the Past.
Oh.
It's not as good as Link to the Past, but it's very similar to Link to the Past with longer dungeons. Like, the dungeons are so long. But yeah, it's pretty sweet.
The dungeons are
I don't like
longer.
it quite as much as Link to the Past or the other 2D Zeldas, but we haven't gotten a 2D Zelda since Link Between Worlds, so it kind of like fills a hole that needs to be filled. So yeah. It's been enjoyable. I haven't gotten too far on it.
According to the rumors, I don't really believe this at all, but the swan song for the 3DS is going to be a remake of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, running on the same engine as A Link Between Worlds, and I don't believe the rumor at all.
I would rather have a sequel than a...
Me too.
Yeah, I'll believe when I see it. I mean, no offense to the rumors, and all the offense to rumors.
I don't know.
But anyway.
Man, I would get it. Like,
oh yeah, I love the game. I just don't believe the rumors.
I'd rather it be on Switch.
Same.
I don't know. I guess it would sell better on the 3DS because there's more 3DSs than Switches. But
yeah,
I digress. Yeah, at the moment, maybe this changes next week if the rumors are true about the Direct. We don't know when the Direct is. It's just the rumor is that the Direct is next week. But Blossom Tales, if you really want to play a 2D Zelda, it's pretty good. I like it.
Cool.
The story's obnoxious because for whatever reason they make the narrator a Navi character that always blurts whenever things get interesting.
Lovely.
Whatever.
Narration. Great. Well, I guess that'll do it for us this week, folks. Before we end the episode, just like to say thanks for listening. We really appreciate all of the support that you give us. We really do.
And I'd like to give a shout out to Skylar, our co-host who composes our intro music and our outro music. He's a very, 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 very talented man, And you should check out his SoundCloud at soundcloud.com slash Skytar with a 5. Check out his music. And recently, when I was in Utah, I was there for they had like a D&D campaign, and like the final boss music was Skylar's music, and it was pretty rad. So, anyway, it's good stuff.
I put the song up on SoundCloud. It's the very top one. I redid the vocals a little bit so they fit a little bit closer into the mix to fit the D&D mood a little bit better. But yeah,
cool.
It worked.
And I'd like to shout out to our patrons, Chris, Chase, and Ratmvp. Your support means a ton. If you want to join them, go to patreon.com/NintenCity. Remember, the episodes go up early as a reward for those that support us.
And I'd like to invite you to join our Discord community. We're trying to set up a fun place for people to visit and hang out. Hit the Nintendo.City/Discord to join us today. We recently opened up some Smash chat.
Ooh.
It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, they've been talking literally the entire time we've been recording about competitive Melee, and it's actually kind of fun. Been following along a little bit. Huh. So, yeah, that's Nintendo.City/Discord. Come talk with us. It's fun. Thanks for tuning in again to this week of the episode. Thanks again for tuning into the Virtual Boys podcast this week. Don't forget to subscribe and rate us on iTunes, and be sure to share the episode with your friends. Be sure to check out our website at nintensity.com, where you can find news, show notes, and more. And this week's show notes will be available at nintendo.city/EP81. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
See ya.
Goodbye, you good people.